Alright, so we're going to do another ultrasonic cleaning video. And let me know what you guys think of these, because I could do plenty of these, but obviously we have other things to work on. So this is a 650 Holly Quick Fuel, and I went through and I just cleaned this externally by hand. It's got a lot of little kind of dirt and grease and grime, and down the throats have a lot of carbon. You see like the back of the throttle blade is just black with carbon, and a lot of stuff around the base plate and a bunch of stuff that you can get it by hand, but it's a lot harder. And then like this linkage I think would look really good cleaned up. It just depends on what you're looking for. My only concerns are this is an anodized finish, then this is kind of like I don't know what it's plated with, but I believe it's a plated it's like a wannabe chrome. And it's just kind of, I don't know the quality of it. I've not been told great things about the finish on these, but we'll see how it turns out. The finish on this one's actually pretty good, but we're gonna get the bowls taken off of this, and we're going to get potentially the base plate taken off as well. I don't know how far we're gonna go, but this is just basically a test to see, will it really get all that little tiny stuff. I can just get these off while I got a camera in hand. And those obviously have the fuel line, so those are going to be a little bit tricky. I don't have a wrench handy to get that off. We'll have to deal with that. But like this, it's just coated with like fuel-soaked dust, basically. Like especially all around here. And I'd like to see what it would do to this anodized coating. Hopefully it won't hurt it. But we're going to get this broken down a little bit further, put it in the basket, and I'm going to drop it in there for a 30-minute cycle, and I'll see you guys when it's done. Alright, so the timer has gone off. Went out a few minutes ago, but I continued to let it sit. I did end up leaving the heater on, so still very hot. Well, things are looking pretty good at a first glance. Let's see what we got going on here. And I didn't get the kind of main body section completely disassembled, but wow, I'll get some stuff up close on camera here in a minute. But it's too bad I didn't get a whole lot of good before pictures, but the inside of that bowl looks practically new. And I will admit I did have the bowls off before, and they looked good before as well. They weren't real crazy dirty or anything, so I'm not real surprised about that. For some reason, the metering blocks seem to be stuck on for some reason, but that they should come off. Everything here looks really good. There is some light. Let's see where I can find some. If I can find some of that dirt, you can kind of see it on the underside here. That dirt, it just wipes away. So that's all good. That's no issue at all. The actual Quick Fuel logo, everything's still good. Actually, down the kind of throat of the carb is pretty good. I'll look kind of from the underside. There is some, see if we can get a good shot of that. There's some carbon on the walls, but you see that just wipes right away. No problem. And this, this doesn't just magically dissolve the dirt, but it loosens it more than anything else. You really see that. I gotta get this out of the way. You'll really see that when I get to the base plate here. I can already see it. You see that looks kind of dirty. Well, it just all wipes away. It'll look brand new. Actually dip it in the tank there for a second. And there's carbon here on the back side of this, let's just see. Yep, just wipes right away. No problem. So that's another score for the cleaner. I'm gonna go through with a toothbrush and just real quick kind of scrub this down, get everything off. The throttle blades still move freely, no problems there. Not that there really would be. The linkage is starting to clean up a little bit. That was a little bit dirty, so yeah, I'm gonna real quick brush this off with my brush I have, and then run it through one more cycle, and it should be done. So I'll do that, and I'll see you guys then. Well, we got done with our second 30-minute cycle. So we're going to pull this out now. Temperature is kind of hot on this, so I ran this at 60 degrees communist, or Celsius for people who want to call it that, I guess. I ran the first round at 50 degrees communist, which is about 120 degrees Fahrenheit. And the second round I ran 60 degrees, which is about 140. So let's take a look at how things are. Well, let's take a look at how things are looking. One thing I want to just take note of is I left the screws just sitting in the float bowls, and they cleaned up pretty good. They were kind of dirty, kind of dark, but they're cleaned up pretty good. One thing I'll also note is this decal is actually just like a sticker, and that has not come off or delaminated. So that's that bowl. Here's the other one. Same thing with the screws. Looking on the inside, brass float, everything there looks good. Everything there's fine. That's the third or fourth carburetor now that I've seen that has a plastic float on one side and brass on the other. So letting this cool off a little bit. I got my base plate screws, a couple of the little things in here. This actually comes with the cleaner. If you haven't seen my quick video I did, it's actually one of my longer videos, but I did a video reviewing this cleaner. It's one of my more recent videos. Definitely check that out if you haven't already. And I did run a carburetor through it and did kind of a quick little review and shared my experience and what I'm running through it as a cleaner, which I'll share with you guys here. I'm running about 25 to 30% simple green and then 70-75% water. So that's what I'm using to clean this stuff, and that's not the ideal mixture. It's not the ideal chemical solution, whatever you want to call it, but it works and it's pretty cheap. So looking at the main body here, not sure how well you guys can see on camera. I don't have the greatest lighting, but looking kind of down the barrels here, everything there looks real good. No real problems. Where if I look on the choke side, on the choke side here, there's some carbon down there, but see if I can get you guys at a good angle here. So there's some carbon buildup there. Just 1 minute with the brush and it all comes off. So like I've stated in the previous video, and I think in this video as well, this doesn't just magically get rid of the dirt and grime and grease and carbon and all this other stuff. You do have to still put a little bit of work and a little bit of effort into it. And you need to rinse your parts in water. Yeah, like here you see all this kind of dirt. That all just goes away. That's not a residue from the cleaner. That's just because this was laying flat. That's just the dirt that got stirred up in the process, and it just kind of landed and settled there. And that all just wipes right away. No major scrubbing or big efforts or anything like that. It all just kind of goes away. And I'm happy to report that the red anodized coating on this carburetor looks perfectly fine. No damage to it. And even, I'm trying to see where it was on here. There's even an area that, yeah, here it is here, that the anodized coating was rubbed off from whoever owned this carburetor previous, and it didn't want to peel up on those edges or anything like that. So really happy with that. Definitely a lot more confident about running something with a coating or a finish on it through this after that experience. So yeah, and the main body looks good. The jets actually cleaned up, look pretty good. The whole thing just cleaned up great. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my stuff in my basket here and take this over to my wash tub sink area, and I'm going to get this cleaned up, and I'm going to kind of throw it back together and give you guys a quick once over, and that'll be that. Well, as you can see, we have the quick video here, mostly reassembled. I do have to go through and put ball gaskets and a base gasket in it, but I'll do that at a later date. I got to order some gaskets. But overall, I mean, everything turned out great. No complaints, no negativities at all on this one. This one wasn't extremely dirty, but there was a lot of stuff in little like nooks and crannies and a bunch of stuff like that. And I'm surprised that it didn't take this kind of insert here and these stickers. It didn't do anything to those, which is really, really cool, because that's kind of one of the main advertisements on the carburetor. But yeah, you can see it got rid of all the dirt around the base and a bunch of other areas, and it cleaned up the linkage all right. I think this was kind of tarnished a little bit beforehand, so once something is tarnished to the point that the metal is kind of like, I guess the best way to say is when the metal gets kind of etched, there's only so much you can do. But up here, like on these vent tubes, everything's good there, and the top of this choke horn looks really, really, really good. But yeah, I mean, I'm overall very happy with it. Just another part done in the ultrasonic cleaner, with just 25-30% simple green. So anyways, just kind of a quick one. If you want to see more carburetors get cleaned, let me know. But otherwise, I'm just going to kind of leave it at that. Or if you want to see other parts cleaned in here, if you want me to, and I'm considering it because the fluid's starting to get a little bit dirty in here now. If you want to see me put a really, really bad carburetor in here that's just got a thick layer of dust and dirt on it, I will, just to see the capabilities of this machine. But if you want to see that, leave a like or put something in the comments, and definitely, if you haven't already, consider subscribing. And I'm going to leave it at that, and I'll see you guys in the next one.